And then that way, that tells the people that send the FOIAs back and stuff like that, they send it back and say we can't find any information on these people. So these people can't sue or even collect benefits.
That's wild.
And there was like 15 or 20 of them down there. It was this summer. I watched the whole thing. It was sad. All of them have symptoms of radiation sickness because, once again, you have the nuclear test site 6 miles away that was launching bombs, and there's fallout everywhere. These poor guys can't get medical treatment, and it's disgusting. It really is. And these guys are probably all over 60 now. You know, they have their grandchildren are deformed, have deformities and stuff, and they all have real similar cancers. The one guy has no jaw. It's just unbelievable what you see. It begs the question: all these UFOs are seen out there. Well, guess what? There's a nuclear test site next door. If aliens are you know, connected to our nuclear technology, then maybe they're more interested in Nevada test site than Area 51. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right. And making sure that we don't do more, but apparently Trump is saying they're going to test more nukes. So
we're testing more nukes, and I guarantee you it's this.
I know.
I guarantee you that the official statement on 3i Atlas is we don't know what the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
We shut the government down because we don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Test nukes. That's gonna be if I was Trump, I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna test nukes because these motherfuckers need to get scared if they're gonna get close in proximity of us. And then I'm telling you, 3i Atlas, dude, nobody knows what the fuck it is. They don't.
No, they don't. And it's ridiculous. Hey, how's it going, Paul Key Music? It's ridiculous that they called it a comet so early on. It's not a comet. There's no tail. It's not a gas giant. There's nothing on that thing that looks like a comet. Nothing, man. And I think it's fascinating.
Like, it's changed its color 3 times. Like, how does that happen?
It's changed its direction twice. Yeah, exactly. How's it change colors?
Have you guys ever seen True Lies when he's like, I know what this is. It's a snow cone maker.
Yes.
Is it a water heater? I mean, that's really how I feel the government is treating this thing.
Is it lime flavored? Is it watermelon flavored? Is it blue raspberry flavored now, apparently?
Dude, they were going to send Chuck Norris up there and put him on 3i Atlas. And have
I mean, shit.
At 87 years old, they were going to send him up there.
Hey, the Chuck Norris nuke, dude. Don't worry about it, dude. We're going to send him up real quick. It'll be all right.
God, man. There's Julie. Is she on?
Dan, I missed you.
Hey, I missed you too.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Good. It was just my birthday a few weeks ago.
I wish I'd have been out there. We went out partying.
Oh, I had a big party. You guys would have had fun. You guys would have had a blast.
I guarantee I had a blast. We were just talking about your buddy. Did you hear it?
Who?
Dan Burrish. You love Dan Burrish.
I love Dan.
Hey, what do you know about Dan? Let's hear it.
Well, I just there's things that he said that really got to me. And what's interesting is that where he had that happen to him when he was in Lakewood, California, playing baseball as a child. What was he, 9? And
yes, his first UFO sighting.
His first UFO, and he said he stopped, and it's like really close to my grandmother's house, and where he said he worked at that hospital too, right?
Yeah,
in Lakewood, and but I was just always drawn to a lot of the information, like, you know, the interview where it's like harsh lighting. It looks like it took place in the 70s, but it was in the 70s.
Yes.
That heart, I loved like everything he said about that and found it just,
I
you know, when
love
you
the
just resonate.
story.
Yeah,
What's
the
that?
story. And
The
it's
J
just,
Rod.
but
It's so detailed, and he's repeated it so many times. My whole thing was either he's some kind of genius, or I mean, they can memorize something and not fuck up if he's lying, or it really maybe it really happened.
and he called you, right? And you're like, you thought it
Yes.
was you're like, I don't know if he had some kind of sound effects.
Yeah, see, she remembers that when he went and got on that helicopter and he was at the Groom terminal or the McCarran terminal.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I was shocked by it. My nephew sat there and listened to the whole call. I was just like, what just happened, man? What happened here? Did I just listen to Dan Bursch go to Area 51? It was really strange. You know, I felt it was real. I really did. I really felt it was real.
There you go. It had to be. It has
So
to be.
when was the last known contact of anyone that knows Dan Bursch? Like, how long ago?
Michael Schratt and I were talking about that. It's been years. He hasn't said anything about UFOs for
Wait,
years.
who was the one? Somebody told me that he is like that he's in Henderson, California. I mean Henderson, Nevada.
Yes,
And
that's where it is.
that he's out there and that he is alive. And like this was sometime in the last 6 months. And was it Carrie Cassidy? I don't remember. I don't
Oh
remember his
God,
name.
Carrie
Yeah,
Cassidy.
he's still in Henderson. I do know this. He's had a number of heart surgeries, and I think that's why he got off the UFO circuit. I'm talking about heart surgeries where he could have died very easy, like open heart, like 3 times, I think. So I think that's why he got out. If you go to Dr. Marcia McDowell, you might see some stuff with her on there. And the last video I seen of Dan, he had aged a lot, you know. So I haven't seen them say anything about J Rod's UFOs, S4, or anything like that.
So we have to go interview him in person.
So we're going to Henderson. We're going to
great.
Henderson.
Can you imagine how epic that trip would be?
Dude, let's go. I'm
We're
down.
doing it.
We'll,
Right?
we'll go kidnap Dan and take him in a bar and give him some truth serum and say, dude, what really happened, man?
Is it scopolamine? Is that what is the true serum?
What's that?
Alcohol.
That scopolamine?
I've never drank that before. That's what's in that.
I get it confused with the one that can poison you too, so I might be wrong.
Triple sec or whatever it's called. Any booze will poison you if you drink enough of it. Trust me. I've done that.
Right?
They pump coal in your stomach.
Whiskey. Exactly. Whiskey, that's all.
Yeah, oh God. I have moonshine in my fridge, man.
I remember trying moonshine and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I went to Annapolis.
Yeah.
And they busted out blue crabs and they taught me like how to eat the blue crabs and prepare it, and they busted out moonshine. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
It is. You're not supposed to like drink it. You're supposed to let it like pour on your tongue and then soak into your tongue. And then you do it again and again and again. And sooner or later you're so drunk that you start getting cross-eyed and can't walk. You know, it gets in your system quick.
And then they do a black light report in the morning, and then you're really fucked.
Yeah, it's pretty popular around here. I'm in PA. It's pretty popular. People love it.
So you guys were talking about the 3A or Atlas. You know, I went to a Halloween party like last weekend, and it was at the cousin brother's house, and they brought up a thing.
Was Michael Schratt there?
Oh
no,
my God.
Okay.
No, but he mentioned something that I hadn't heard before, and it was really brief, but it was that this is the third time it's entered, like the third time it's happened. I never heard that anywhere else.
No, I haven't either. Have you seen any of the remote viewing on it?
No. What they get?
Do you do remote viewing?
Yeah.
I thought you did. Yeah. They claim it's a ship, an alien ship. Is what every single one of them I said.
Who's the remote viewer?
Oh
I
man,
look for accurate ones that, like,
Right.
you know, yeah.
I know, but I knew a remote viewer, and he was friends with Pat Price. They remote viewed together. I don't know if you ever heard who he was. And Pat Price was a retired police detective.
Oh,
And
Pat
he,
Price is like one of the best. Before he was
yes,
murdered.
yeah, my buddy who just died and stuff like that, he'd be sitting here, Pat Price would be here, and Colonel, oh man, I can't remember his name. But anyways, listen, Pat Price is the one that said, look, he goes, you people want me to remote view stuff in Russia or whatever here and there. He goes, I keep getting attracted to this place called Mount Hayes in Alaska. He said,
Mhm.
there's an alien base there. He said, there's an alien base. If you want to look into something, look up
Really?
Mount Hayes, Alaska, and alien base. It's fascinating. There's all kinds of videos of UFOs, like going past the peak of the mountain, then dropping straight down. I think there's possibly something there. It's like be the greatest remote place ever. You're never going to have any people that are going to bother you like at Area 51, you know. I also like the Charles Hall and the Tall White story. I don't
Hey
care.
Dan,
I
hey
don't care if
Dan,
it's true or not. I love that story. Huh?
real quick. Hey Dan, real quick. Where do you think the X-47 was developed? Because they want to make 500 of those.
It's a Northrop. It's a Northrop
So it's a Grumman.
contract.
So they're going to do that where in Tonopah?
No, they'll do that in California.
Okay,
They'll test it probably. I heard it's been tested for 5 years now, and then other people are like, oh, they haven't tested it yet. I'm like, man, if they say they haven't tested it, they've tested it. I'm
sure,
told, I'm told that it's the metal. It's all metamaterials, right? So
for sure.
you have no vertical stabilizers, but guess what? That you can see. But when the thing's running, you know, the metal can bend supposedly and turn into a vertical stabilizer and go straight again.
See,
If that if that's
That's
true, if that's true, man,
Wait,
then
which metal are you talking about?
they're talking about metamaterials, which is a combination like ceramic and metal and all this stuff, and it supposedly can bend and be manipulated and all this stuff. And that's supposedly what our UFOs are made out of and stuff, like a TR3B.
Wait, didn't like what's his name? Tim Ventura get like a sample of a rare one and Linda Moulton Howe and they're
Yeah,
having
yes.
it tested.
That's Art's parts from that traces back chain of custody as a sample of the Roswell crash that Art Bell got, that gave to Linda Moulton Howe, and then Jared Yates was the one with Apex that was looking at it under the electron microscope.
And
Wow,
then
I don't know anything about it.
hey, look, Jared Yates knows everything about a TR3B. Number one, number two, Jared Yates is a really smart dude. Look, you can trust anything that dude says.
what?
Well, Tim
Are you being
Ventura is
sarcastic?
honest
Are you being
too.
sarcastic, Mark?
No, I'm being dead serious.
Okay, I couldn't
Yeah, no,
read that.
No, I'm
he's
being
being
dead
truthful.
serious.
Okay.
He's being truthful. Mark saw a TR3B. That's how him and I met.
Oh wow! You know what I think is some of the for me it was huge of like
Hmm.
something I felt was when Bob Lazar would discuss that he had heard that these ships, these crafts, were
Mhm.
excavated. They were ancient archaeological, and that's how they truly got them.
Yeah, he came out with that later on. He says he must have forgot about it at the time or something like that. He was told. Um, you know, if
They
they're
buried my midsection out in the desert a long time ago, and then they resurrected it, and and they just said it was big and it was huge.
well, imagine this. Imagine if you're in like 1700 or 1800, right?
Mhm.
And you're walking your wagon along with your horses, and you look over and there's this perfect round alien spaceship sticking out of the ground. What would you do? What would you do? Who would you call? or telegraph, I should say, what would you do?
I'd do the same thing I do today, and I would try to fly it. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
They painted a lot of them back in the 18th or 6th throughout history.
What
Really,
I
it's
found
like they're all over.
what I found
Yeah.
interesting too is the fact that when I spoke to somebody that said they touched one in a private military like sector or whatever, and they said it was alive. They said, Julia, it was alive. I touched it and it didn't want to be there. And
it's like in its skin, right?
yes,
and
and
it
that
breathes.
it was he was saying it's conscious. Like, and what I was shown with like some pretty profound remote viewing things and was that this sector of group that's like has access to deep inside the earth that they grow it and like that they raise it, but that there's like this higher consciousness, there's this process. And I was trying to understand, and they're visually showing me things, and like it was like imagine, and this sounds maybe you'll get it, whatever. But it was like trying to because at first it was just too advanced. I didn't understand it of how it was trying to show me, and then and then it like broke it down like retard status, like where my God, like talking to a dog, and it was like a dragon and like showing like the beginning signs of like when a baby is being formed and developed, and so it was like
Wow.
yeah, like there's like a consciousness. It's like raising and implementing that, and it becomes this machine that can fly. And I just like I just can't to this day. I could slightly grasp it, but I'm not that advanced.
So the egg UFO is real, and it's how you train your dragon UAP.
And you know how they say there's certain people, and I always felt like it had something to do with their DNA that they look for to pilot these things. I feel like there must be some ships that are the incredibly advanced ones that not everyone can pilot them. So it must be running on this like biological computer system that certain ones.
Interfaces.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. Yep. What about this one? I'm going to throw something out at you. The Tic Tac, the Nimitz incident off the coast of California, right?
Mhm.
What if, think about this once, I never heard anybody say this. What if that Tic Tac, because the way it was jumping in and out of the ocean and doing all that weird stuff, what if it's a life form?
Right.
What if it's something that's alive, right? Like kind of like you were saying, what if the Tic Tacs are actually a life form that we just don't understand and never seen yet? And it's not extraterrestrial, it's from the bottom of the ocean.
Just like a plasma orb, like ball lightning.
And if that's what happens to our, I mean, we're basically have this understanding that there's plasma beings, like we have this skin suit here, but we're something else that can probably morph and enter different dimensions. Like, is that so crazy? Like you graduate to a level where you could do that shit?
Yeah, well, just think about it. Just because we're carbon based doesn't mean another life form can't be silicon based.
Well, I feel like I've always felt, I know it sounds crazy, is that we used to be silica based, and that's why things were much larger here. And like the whole vapor canopy theory, like things were bigger everywhere because and
There
like
was a lot
we
more
switched
oxygen.
over, you're right, and we switched over to carbon based for some odd reason.
That is really weird. That's beyond weird.
But yeah, like the whole idea, it's also very interesting that when you look in and around Catalina, it's like a hot spot. I mean, the USOs of them coming out of the water, all these different accounts for so many years. And I'm always like, you guys, you want to see activity, you don't got to go to Sedona or here or there. Go to Catalina. Look in and around Catalina.
The U.S. Navy is so used to it, they're immune to it, they don't even look at them anymore.
But what they do is they hover over certain spots. It's almost like they're gassing up etherically. I'm like, what are they doing right there?
There's a giant ship down in the water.
A what?
I think there's a giant ship down in the water that they come off of.
Or a base.
That's my opinion.
Or
and when
they're
I say
extracting. It seems to be some type of extraction going on. I'm always like, what is it? What are they extracting? Is there something in in the algae and the this? Is it something that they eat, or is it? I don't know. Maybe it's not to fly the crab. It's something else. I don't know.
Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they're seeding life in the sea.
Mm.
Maybe they've been doing that all along, and they actually are our future humans.
Well, I just get that that's some of the most guarded information is that there's an advanced civilization inside the Earth.
Yeah.
And that's why it matters what happens at surface Earth, you know?
Mhm.
Like
That's why they
there's
inspect the
certain
new.
things that you can do here and you can't do.
Yeah, imagine they have meetings with all the people living the inner Earth and go, and they point up the sky and go, "Those assholes are going to kill all of us when the nukes start being tested."
Not only that, but when you get to a point where you're so telepathic and you know what everyone is thinking
Yeah.
telepathically, imagine how painful that is walking around surface Earth,
Mhm.
That's why
listening
I
to
have
these
a migraine
horrible thoughts,
constantly. Just kidding.
listening to these horrible thoughts, and like, oh wow, I mean, just it's unbearable. Like, and so to come up here and know what a lot of people are thinking, I'd be like, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, it's terrible. All they'd have to do is watch Netflix for an hour. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Just as I was about to be like, I'm sneaking out for a smoke, but no, I'm staying here. All right. Yeah, so that's an interesting theory Dan had with the Tic Tacs of them being conscious and alive force, in that when I talked to Kevin Day from during APEC, he was one of the Nimitz radar operator, and he like swears like to his life up and down like that it changed his life having this telekinetic experiences during the Nimitz encounters. And I've often wondered, it's like debated whether like they were genuine or whether it was, if it was a like test operation of new technology on the Navy, that were they also then using the to voice to bone or voice to skull, sorry, I think it's called, technology of implanting those thoughts. I don't know.
So did Mark leave? Because I wanted to ask him if he had any type of heightened intuition or things after his sighting. But is he gone?
Oh, I think hopefully he returns. Was it Mark that said he would be right back, or it was
It
Dan?
says for
Because yeah, Dan is muted. Mark did leave. Hopefully he returns.
well, so much for asking that question.
Right? Shit.
Well, I guess he would have answered it before he left, knowing I was gonna be asking it.
Yeah, that's weird. It just dropped off, but it was Dan that said he would be right back. Well, hopefully he comes back. He was having some connection issue, but so maybe his phone died. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, it's most of my personal experiences I've had telekinetic related with when I've had like a CE5 experience or two, but not really too comfortable talking about it publicly yet.
You should write a book, Bernie.
I know. I'm supposed to write a few. I got to. First one on alchemy, though. See, once I get the science out, because that's already crazy enough, I have to publish my science first, then I can go full woo-woo on everything else. But I don't know. Maybe I should just start with going after the cryptids. Yeah.
There we go.
We lost Mark.
What happened?
I had a question for him
God.
too, and when I went to ask him, I was like, he's gone.
His phone might have dropped. He had a lot of trouble getting in. Hold on, I think he just messaged me. He went, "Come back, dude."
Right, come back. Need to hear the full story.
You know. Yeah, I wanted to see what you were going to say, Julie, about Three Eye Atlas because of your remote viewing stuff. And I'm optimistic that it's aliens, man. I know my belief is it's not, but wouldn't that be great if that sucker parked right up in the sky, 10 miles by 6 miles wide, and all these alien ships just started flying out of Atlanta, and the people were real nice, and the ETs, whatever you want to call them. That would be great because that would be confirmation. We wouldn't have to worry about this bullshit down in Congress going on right now. I want disclosure to happen.
Right?
I really want it to happen. And this is like,
I hope and pray if it's aliens that it's that and not like Starship Troopers and just asteroids sent by aliens that's changing course to hit us.
Mhm.
Well, I think too of what's able to enter this place,
right?
And from where, if we don't even know where we're at and what's able to enter, what's above us, what's below us, how can we make that assessment?
And that Voyager 2, I think it is, or whatever, like that it's been repeatedly reported of this giant flame wall at the outer edge of our solar system. So if that's accurate, how the hell are things getting through and getting in?
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that one. That's new.
Yeah. It's like 70,000 or 700,000 degrees. It's insane. It's crazy.
If you think about Independence Day, right, the ship would probably be relatively similar in size. You know, the ones that go above the horizon up there. I'm so crazy about this stuff that if people would start freaking out saying, "Oh my God, there's an alien ship in the sky the size of Manhattan," I'd run out and beg them to beam me up to it. I mean, I would just love to be in it, fly in it. You know, some people might think I'm nuts. How would you two feel about that? Would you do the same?
Oh,
you would, Bernie. Hell yeah. Julia'd be in there.
There's time. Would you say I'd leave them there?
No, you'd go up in there. You'd go in the air.
There's times where it's so weird because it's like maybe another part of me that I don't know, where I'll see these ships in and around Catalina and it's like this thought. I'm like, damn it, you guys. like come get, you know what I'm saying? Like where you know, like thanks a lot. You know, like I could use a little help down here. This place is bullshit.
Like you gotta start filming this stuff. I want to see it.
Oh man. I used to. I stopped doing it. I stopped filming it in like 2017.
Did you see Tic Tacs?
Oh god, I saw all kinds of stuff. But just think where that Tic Tac sighting is probably what 38 miles away from the area I was viewing.
It's 60 miles off of San Diego coast there.
Right. So I mean from Catalina, because it was kind of more like it wasn't super close to the shoreline, right? Like it was and yeah, so it'd be about, I don't know, 40 miles from the site. I was I seen a lot of stuff.
Catalina Island was always one of the UFO meccas. And that goes way back before this 2004 Nimitz thing. It goes back many, many years.
Yeah, what do you know about it? Because there's a lot of ancient history right there. And I love that. I mean, it may seem a little fantastical and mythological, but I love the thought of that they spoke of a like an ancient portal right there. That's why the giant, like there was these actual like blonde haired, blue eyed giants. They weren't just they weren't redheaded giants. They were mainly blonde, blue eyed giants that were their bones that Ralph Giddens dug up on Catalina Island.
Wow.
That they guarded that portal that Catalina sits on a portal. I don't know if it's right on top. I feel like it's in and around that area. And I think that's why Toyin Bay was such a hot commodity, like a hot spot for remote viewers. And I have not viewed that, but it's definitely on my list. And
So we're renting a boat and going out.
So I
and
found
remote viewing it.
there's this one
Kevin
guy
Day
that
does it. The one guy was on the Nimitz. He has a boat, and he'll take you out there and tell you exactly what he saw. He saw him, and he was a sonar operator. Man, you ever seen Kevin Day's testimony about the Nimitz?
Yeah, so I was mentioning that while you were outside.
Oh,
Or-
really?
Wait,
Yeah,
refresh
Michael
it.
Pratt and I are going to do it.
refresh my memory because I know I've heard of this.
Okay, Commander David Fravor is the pilot, him and a female, that first saw the tic tac going over the water, and it was literally like going in a pattern. But what was weird was there was a white cross in the water from whatever radiation or disturbance this tic tac caused, right? So they had like an AWACS plane way up in the air and said, "Hey, you need to fly down and check out this spot. We think a plane crashed in the water because this white cap or whatever that the Tic Tac created looked like an airplane because it looks like a cross, right?" So Fravor starts flying over towards it. It's not far from them at all. And he says, "Do you see that?" And there's this Tic Tac just bouncing around the water like it's nothing, right? It's 10 feet above the water. It's 39 feet long, same length as a F-18 which they were flying. All of a sudden, this thing sees Fravor, and Fravor starts going in this round pattern, right? It started mimicking him. Okay, it started mimicking every movie he was making like it was nothing though. There's no engines. He said there was no sign of any propulsion or anything. So then the craziest thing happens. The thing like takes off in front of him. And you got to remember something. This guy, Kevin Day, that does these cruises out there, he was monitoring these things for 3 full days on whatever sensitive radar they have, right?
Yeah, because he was the radar operator on the Nimitz.
Yeah, there were fleets of these things, right? And they were going from 80,000 feet to like 10 feet above the ocean in a second. All of them were there, just flying up and down. The guys went out in the dock, or the guys went out in the boat and looked at them. So they were actually trying to find one of these things. Then the next pilot that flew up
It's
there.
like, dude, it's because they live below the ocean.
Yeah, I know. I believe that too. So the next guy that went up and flew, he's the one where they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at that!" There's 2 guys in there saying, "Dude, is it drones? Is it drones?" And they're like, "Look at it, it's turning now." That's the gimbal UFO incident, but it's the same craft. It's a Tic Tac. And yes, I agree with you. What if it's a life form? There's people alive, and they live down below the ocean. There's a hollow earth section, and they're in there, and they're just they're I would call them an interterrestrial. They're so much more advanced than us. It's just unbelievable.
Right. And I don't feel like it's an if thing. It's like, I feel like 100%. Like, there's very few things I could be like, yeah. Like, I would pack that up, put my name on it.
Yeah.
Spit and shake on that. And that's something I 100% would.
All right. So
you ever see
we
Preston
are
Bennett?
doing a trip with Kevin Day on his boat out there when I'm down there. 100%.
Oh my God. I can't wait, dude. We got to go do this.
Oh, yeah.
But I would like to remote view Toy before that happens.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I've done a little bit of remote viewing, but I'm no good at it.
I could see
Not
you
with that
actually. I mean, I don't know. I would love to like set some coordinates up for you and just have you have a go at it because I don't know. I just feel like you would impress yourself.
Let's try it sometime. I used
Seriously.
to have like premonition ability that was incredible and a little bit of psychic ability, but I never was taught properly how to remote view. Let's put it that way, the targeting and all that stuff. I would love to learn how to do it properly just to see what I could do because you never know. You just never know, man. You never know. And Warren York was one of the best remote viewers I ever knew. He's one knew Pat Price.
Well, okay, wait. What was his name?
Warren York. Warren York.
Warren?
Yes, he was a genius. He just died
I'm
of
just
COVID a
stepping
couple
out
years
for a
ago.
cigarette. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah,
in 2
go
minutes.
ahead. Her and I'll shoot the shit.
Warren. Okay,
be
so Warren, and you said he passed away?
Got COVID a couple years ago and it
Damn
killed
it.
him. He was
Damn it.
probably, he was like 70, 71. That depressed. That when I found out because Ed had died, and then I didn't have Ed to talk to. Then Warren died. John Lear died. It's like, man, everybody's gone. I knew everybody. It's like, now obviously I know Jeremy and Bernie and you and stuff like that, but I'm talking about old school guys that really knew what was going on years ago, that were fun to talk to. You know, because every now and then one of them guys would come out of left field with some story I never heard before, and I'd be like, "Wow, man! Oh, well, I never told anybody that," and it made me feel special, that I was being told this stuff and
I
entrusted with
think
the
they were
information.
seeding you, though.
Yeah,
I
well, Jeremy claims that too.
No, like, see, well, I mean, I'm sure he felt like, did he feel like they were manipulating you, like psyoping? I mean,
One
like
point,
they were. It's
Jeremy.
like what?
Yeah, at one point, Jeremy thought Ed was trying to manipulate us, but I don't think he was.
I feel like it's a legacy seed. What I'm saying is like sometimes you
Oh,
meet, like you just happen to be this magnet for all these brilliant. Oh, just the Dan Burr story, the freaking John Lear, all these
yeah.
people who had this wisdom, and you're so good at explaining things, and that's why, dude, I'm curling my hair right now. It's like, dude, do a show with Solar. I will drop what I will always come because I love you and I love how you talk about the information, super relaxed, and the way you present it, and you have and your perspective and outlook on things. So I think it's important, and I don't think it's an accident that all of these great minds, like this amazing remote viewer, that doesn't surprise me because you
Mhm.
attract this level because they're seeding it, their memory, their work, these stories, and you were supposed to carry them on. I look
Wow,
at
I
it as
never
like
thought about it like that. That makes sense.
100%. And that's why I was always like, dude, Solar, like you got to get out there, man. Like some of these things that there'll probably be the right time for it, but don't
Right.
completely overlook it. And the thing is, Jeremy's wonderful, but he doesn't even believe in remote viewing.
I
He'd
know.
rather sign up. I didn't know this about Jeremy, and I was freaking very disheartened and disappointed because I was like, wait a second, this guy is more prone and susceptible to believe that there was a chip in the molar that gave him the information. Like he's more, and that is a problem because the aliens, these crafts, this advanced technology, it is tied with higher consciousness, period.
Absolutely.
So if you are not even at the point where you can believe that you can tap in and expand your consciousness and access different advanced data by certain practices you can do that you have inside yourself. Well, hello, guess what? Disclosure ain't coming for you, baby. Like,
right.
You gotta believe in that, or you're gonna shun a lot of this out because it's so advanced, and you have to be more open-minded. And I was incredibly disappointed to hear that he doesn't believe that that's possible at all. And I know firsthand of the incredible things I've proved, even on like TV, on a TV show. I've done this, and what I've done time and time again is like it blew my mind. And he's probably someone that would look me in the face and be like, that's luck, or that's and it was people like that prevented my growth and a lot of other people from expanding and growing and ascending. It's like from saying, no, you can't do that. That's not possible. That keeps us stuck. That's just not good. But yeah.
I know that remote viewing is absolutely 100% real. I seen Warren York do it, and it was absolutely amazing when I seen him draw. It was like, dude, man, it was spot on. He was a genius. I introduced him and Jeremy one time. They got in a big argument because Jeremy kept asking him math problems and stuff, and the math problems were ridiculous. Stuff Warren could do in his sleep. and Jeremy and him started arguing. It was just ridiculous. And I really respected Warren because he had classified jobs, and he told me, well, he's dead now. He told me that there is a Air Force base in Texas where a UFO just comes down and lands, right?
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get in it. They couldn't open it. They were convinced there was occupants on the inside. So you know what they did? It just sat there. They built a giant block wall building around it so it couldn't escape, you know? And he said, after they did that, this door swings open. They go in there, and he said, on the inside of this UFO, you know, it should only been like 20 foot around. He said you couldn't see the end on the inside. It was like an
No,
infinite.
he's the one that said that, huh?
Yes, it was like an infinite city. He said he was in it. I saw the base it was at. I saw the building from Google Earth. If it's a true story, it's phenomenal. You know, if it's a true story, it's phenomenal. Um, do I tend to believe Warren? Hell yeah. Him and I were really good friends. Very good friends. We talked till 5 o'clock in the morning every night.
Oh, you're so lucky, and I just don't think that's
Yep.
any accident, though, Dan. I really, do not believe that's an accident. And I just wish, I like Jeremy.
Mhm.
I just wish he would have some type of experience or contact, something that will blow his resistance wide open. You know what I mean? Where he becomes like, he just has an aha moment. And because it's good to be critical and very, about things, and to ask the deeper questions and do the research. But I feel like he misses a lot. Like he's missing out on a lot if he were to dive a little deeper and be a little bit more open.
Right. His problem is if science has not proven it, to him it's BS.
But that's what's gotten us
Yeah,
stuck. Like
I
that was
know.
part of and with this amazing researcher he is, and his
Mhm.
tenacity, it's like, damn, we could really use a mind like that on
Sure.
some more like, forward thinking revolutionary like concepts.
Hmm. Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever read any of the Charles Hall and the Tall Whites books about the
No,
tall? Oh, you
no.
got to read it. You got to read this series. This guy was in the Air Force in the 60s, you know, and he claims there's tall whites that live at Creech Air Force Base, which used to be called Indian Springs. And it's just really interesting. If you look Charles Hall and the Tall Whites up, you'll see him give testimony in front of a bunch of people at the IUFOC and tell this story, you know, of these ETs that supposedly live at Dogbone Dry Lake, which is at Creech Air Force Base, which is right where Area 51 is too. So there's been these NASA guys that investigated the thing. I think the one guy's name is Timothy Taylor. Okay.
Mhm.
So Timothy Taylor had this real high clearance. And when they renamed Indian Springs Air Force Base, Creech Air Force Base, Timothy Taylor, who worked for NASA, went to the ribbon cutting ceremony, right, to rename it. He gets there and he's so fascinated by Charles Hall's story. He says this one guy, this one, I don't know what he was, general, whatever he was, he goes, hey, would it be a problem if we hopped in one of these vehicles and just drive 1 mile up the road? And the guy was like, that wouldn't be a very good idea at all. You know, like in a real weird tone of voice. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
because there might be extraterrestrials up. You know, Charles Hall claimed they were all over the place once you got to a certain spot. And it's just really interesting. The books are called Millennial Hospitality. It's really interesting to hear this guy talk and read his books.
I gotta check that out. I think, did he speak at Contact in the Desert? I was somewhere where they were talking about, he was there or did a presentation, or
I
yeah, I
haven't
got it.
seen him at Contact in the Desert, but there's like one on from like 8 or 10 years ago that's really good, and then there's another one on where his hair is grayer and stuff, and it's really good. But I thought of you right away. It's a fascinating story. You'll love it. It's just
Okay.
you can't stop reading the book. And he claims that when you say tall whites, they live 600 years. The first like 200 years of their life, they're just normal height of a human being, so they can pass as a human being, no problem, right? But as they get older and older, and what's up around 500-600 years, they get 7, 8, 9 feet tall. And what's that?
That's fascinating because it's like just like Catalina Island with the giants skeletons that have been found, right? And it's like you get into all the legends of the different archetypes or the King's List of Samaria and how they lived longer, and who are the elongated skull folk, and could that be them?
Well, I don't think these what was dug up in Catalina, they didn't report any elongated skulls, but I like.
Oh yes, they
you
did.
hear of elongated skulls in Catalina?
Yes, they all went missing. It's well documented.
Well, I know they gave the Wrigley bought it. They put it in the museum, but I didn't see it because I did like a deep dive on it and for photos and stuff. And well, I guess they would have scrapped the photo. I didn't see any photos of elongated skulls. And then the talk of you hear this Lemuria. Where was Lemuria? I like to think it was Lumerica.
That's funny.
But talk of like that they were guarding this portal in like Lumerian days.
What's your thoughts on Bigfoot?
I've encountered Sasquatch, so it's real.
You're in what part of Canada are you in?
Alberta, so southwest, just one province over from the coast of BC.
Oh, he's in British Columbia. He's in your area. That's where the hot spots are. Radium Springs, British Columbia.
Radium Springs. Oh yeah, my great uncle, I think it is, used to own the airstrip in Radium. I think my cousin still have it, but yeah, when I encountered the Sasquatch, it was in BC, in Headley, BC, closer to the coastal mountains, and it was terrifying.
Tell me what happened, man. Talk me through this. I want to hear this.
Okay. So shout out to Craig Headley, man. One of my viewers invited me out there with my ex a few years ago, and he's got a property right on the edge of town, and Headley's famous for a gold mine on top of the mountain.
Okay.
So his property goes up from the edge of the town and then up towards the gold mine, and is basically right on the tree line of the forest and the town. So his buildings and his house were like on the one side next to town, and then we were staying in his camper that was like on the other side of his property, where you could tell like the grass was all grown. Like he said, no one had been out in it for like a few years or something. And so we went out to the camper right as the sun was setting, and I'm sitting on the back steps of it, and I'm having a cigarette, and all of a sudden there's something that's like grunting, and then it starts like growling, and I'm like, oh my God, what the F is this? And then all of a sudden Amber's like, Bernie, cut that out. That's not cool. That's not funny. I'm like, yeah, that's not me, dear. At which point I'm like, oh, fuck. And I see something like move right in the shadows of the trees. And I like close the camper door, and I'm like barging it shut with like another table or something. And all of a sudden,
did you ever see its physical body?
Hold on.
Okay, this is getting good. What do you think, Julia?
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm actually curling my hair right now. That's why I'm not on camera.
Well, you can curl your hair on. You can curl your hair on camera. We don't care.
If I keep bumping the mic, it's just my elbow with the curling iron.
No, that's okay.
I'm totally into this story.
I am too. I love it. Keep going, Vern.
So
great show. I love it.
We hear this thing kind of like walk off, like you could hear like some rocks going off like up the mountain valley, where it like went towards like the center canyon highest point, and that's where it did the and every time I think of it, the howl, screech, cry. The howl, screech, cry makes my hair stand up on the back of my neck every time.
Wow.
It did that call, and then we hear another one make the same howl, screech, cry from like one mountain valley over back to it. At which point I'm like, oh God. There's more of them, and I start like digging through the camper and found some like fireworks, had like a knife.
Oh,
Amber's
good luck
like,
with a knife, but go ahead.
right, exactly. Like, okay, I'm gonna try to burn it with the firework if it comes in, and then try to like stab it. I don't know, right?
And this is what I mean by
terrifying.
the people, you know, these advanced beings when they're on surface are the thoughts that they hear, like, oh yeah, like,
Well,
you know what I
no,
mean?
because but it was this thing's like the feeling and intent was like very. It was territorial and aggressive. Like it was
How do you know it
trying
wasn't a
to intimidate.
skinwalker? Like, cause that,
Maybe.
it seems like a
Okay.
lot of people that get very close or have like a intimate,
Wasn't that intimate thing.
moment with those types of Bigfoots, they speak of a feminine energy that they're
That
very
was
that they
not
heard
I
most of
have
them are
heard
women.
that.
Yes,
That
and that
was
they
not this.
okay, then okay, all right. Well, I'll let you continue.
And
Yeah, keep
so
going, man.
and it was like that there was two of these howl screech cries, one from the one that was close by and then one that was like a mountain valley over. And then Amber passed out, and I was just like sitting there with the fireworks and the lighter and like, oh my God, what's going on? And I hear it start walking back up, and I was sitting on like right in the kitchen of this trailer, and like there's this 1 foot by 1 foot screen window that I had open, but that there's just like this tiny piece of fabric in between, and something just walks straight up and starts sniffing at this window 8 feet tall, like 8 feet up, and
There's my Harley, by the way.
all I could think of was I had some
Oh, that's
cologne,
awesome.
and
You
I
need to
sprayed.
come and go for a ride on it.
I would love to.
I'll come out there. I'm gonna ride. I'm not joking. I'm riding my Harley out there the whole way.
Yeah, and then we're all gonna go to
Well,
Catalina.
do it now.
Yeah.
Do you know you
Okay.
could take a wave runner to Catalina? I would love to do that, but I mean, that's a long way to be on that thing. Maybe we should just do the boat.
We're taking Kevin Day's boat for sure.
Kevin Day. Yeah, Kevin Day's gonna show us some Tic Tacs, and then we're gonna jump on
Wait,
the Tic
who is this
Tac.
guy?
He's
Who's
the
Kevin?
radar operator of the
Oh,
USS
you guys
Nimitz.
know him?
Yeah, I got his email.
He was the radar operator of the Nimitz, and the Nimitz was the strike group and the aircraft carrier that David Fravor flew off of and filmed the Tic Tac, the infamous video, the gimbal video.
Yep.
Okay.
We're talking about major awesomeness. Okay, it's going to be epic.
All right, line it up, guys. Line it up.
Well, that's funny because Strat and I were talking about that last night.
Wait, doesn't he live like out here too by me?
You know the Cousins brothers. He's with them all the time. So you still have
he?
mutual. Yeah, you used to have a mutual connection there.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael's in. He's 20 minutes from San Diego.
You know who was there was Dr. J. He used to be like the producer on Art Bell's show. Yeah, and he was like on a show right before. Do you know him? Dude, his energy. He's a total spaz. I love him.
Yeah, I have not heard about him in years, man, because Art Bell's been off the air so long and passed away. Wow.
Yeah, dude, he's cool. I liked him.
Yeah, they have him on quite frequently.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Bob Burns?
Finishing my story.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Sorry. Little derailed. Derailed.
I had to go smoke.
8 feet up. Something is smelling like very heavily, loudly right at this window. And it's like, couldn't have been a bear because the bear would have had to brace itself onto this RV. And there was nothing. It was just like right there. And all I could think of was I had some cologne. So I sprayed cologne through this window, and I just see this figure drop and roll. And then in the morning, went out, and you can see, and I wish to God I had taken pictures. I will regret this for the rest of my life that I did not, but there was these footprints from the tree line coming up to the window, and then below the window, the grass was completely flattened by 8 feet. And this 8 foot, you can see where it rolled from where the window was all the way to like this bush that was like 10 feet away, and then it like got up or walked off or something. But yeah, that was my encounter. And one part I forgot to add in, and Amber was like, Bernie, you never smelt so bad in your life that night. And I'm like, Amber, that wasn't me. That's a telltale sign of Sasquatch, is they stink like reeking flesh. And yeah, it was horrid. And
the roaring I've heard, like you said, it's the most treacherous thing ever. Yeah.
Owl cry. Like that is what the sounds were between the two of them.
And you had another sighting?
They say that reptilians smell really bad. How crazy would that be if like reptilians, when they go on surface Earth, they have to appear as Bigfoot? Like,
I've never
like that up here.
I've never heard that, but one ET I would run from is a reptilian. That just scares the living daylights out of me. I don't know about a 9 foot
Dude,
tall
Marco
lizard coming at me.
Marco Polo has accounts where he describes them, and he talks about how they have like a claw for a hand, and that they're this tall, and that people would hunt them because their gall is super healing. It has like incredible healing and like life extension for humans. And then I thought, well, how crazy of a thought would that be? Like, what if we once hunted them once upon a time, and then it reversed and tables turned?
Or maybe they're the descendants of dinosaurs.
Or maybe that because they feed off of pineals and things and important things off from humans, that consuming them would be like consuming a lot of the formula within them is probably incredibly rich with all kinds of stuff.
Or maybe David Icke is right, and Prince Charles is a shape-shifting reptilian.
From what I understand, certain blood type, like certain DNA and stuff, that they're able to enter those people like and access them and appear like that, but that it's not exactly them, that it's something that's able to enter and operate through them. And then you hear a lot of these celebrities speak of, when I go on stage, I channel her or it, and from another thing. And it's like, is that what's happening here? And I love that information that says, yes, I always say this, that yes, indeed, we were tinkered with.
Yeah.
And people speak of that, and they credit the Sumerians and the Anunnaki that they did this to us. But from what I understand is that we were tinkered with to make it where something is able to co-pilot us and enter so. And then you're deep diving into that thought, like, yeah, how is that? How are people able to get possessed? How come? What in what world do you live in where that did the person authorize it? Like, how is that able to happen? And then you got King Solomon, who accredited his powers with enslaving these demons, and he did it with an advanced technology that seems to be he did it through some type of advanced technology, and but that he definitely had the wisdom of how to direct them and all of that. But then you Les Wexner, like the guy that owns Victoria's Secret and funded Jeffrey Epstein, he talks about how his demon, he calls him like a Dybbuk, right? Or I forget his name for him, but that he said he came into his life earlier in life, but that he didn't see him for a while. Like, he didn't have encounters for them, and not until he was like 40. And he came into him and he said, I'm going to teach you how to make your first billion. He's like, listen to me. But that, so the fact that access and so, yeah, I threw a lot out there, but I hope you can follow.
Well, they claim the power of money is evil. It produces evil. Like
it's
when you're on
almost
the
like a trick in itself, right?
yeah,
It's like everything that's written on it symbolically and hidden wise, like you're already signing up for something.
absolutely, you're 100% right on that. You could take a dollar bill or a $20 bill and make these curves on it. You see the towers falling down. How could they have predicted that? There's so much weird stuff on money. It's all a lot of it is Freemasonry. And just how could they design it if you fold a certain way that shows all these tragedies? You could see the Oklahoma City bombing on the back of I think a $50 bill at one point.
Well, what do you
Really
guys
weird
think
stuff.
about that talk? I mean, just philosophically, man, of the aliens and demons and what is the difference?
Well, when you mention reptilians, that man, my skin jumps when I hear that because I've read a lot of stories about people that have encountered 9 to 10 foot tall, upright reptilian looking things with giant tails.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, are all these people schizophrenic or were they on acid that night? Or is just, let's just say 2% of them are telling the truth. There's tons of cases out there of this. And
Well, that's why
I
I love the ancient accounts. I like the real ancient. I love the ancient accounts. The Marco Polo one of it's not so crazy. Yeah, I even love
never
the
even heard
ancient
of that
accounts
one.
of dragons. Yeah,
Right.
no one really talks about that.
No, I've never heard of that at all until you just said that. I'll have to look it up. My feeling is that demonic possession could be an ET or an interterrestrial. And I also believe that I've had situations where there had to have been a guardian angel watching over me or I'd be dead. Have you ever had that happen?
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel it all the time. Oh, I have the
Mhm.
quote. It says, Marco Polo, he says, leaving the city of Yaki and traveling 10 days in a westerly direction, you reach the province of Karazhan, which is also the name of the chief city. Here, here are seen huge serpents, 10 paces in length, about 30 feet, and 10 spans, about 8 feet, girths of the body. At the forepart near the head, they have 2 short legs having 3 claws like those of a tiger, with eyes larger than a 4-penny loaf.
Wow.
And very glaring. The jaws are wide enough to swallow a man. The teeth are large and sharp, and their whole appearance is so formidable that neither man nor any kind of animal can approach them without terror.
Wow.
Others are met with of a smaller size, being 8, 6, or 5 paces long, and the following method is used for taking them. In the daytime, by reason of great heat, they lurk in caverns, from whence at night they issue to seek their food, and whatever beast they meet with and can lay hold of, whether tiger, wolf, or any other, they devour. After which they drag themselves towards some lake, some spring of water or river in order to drink. By their motion in this way along the shore and their vast height, they make a deep impression as if a heavy beam had been drawn along the sands. Those whose employment is to hunt them observe the track by which they are most frequently accustomed to, go and fix the ground several pieces of wood, armed with sharp iron spikes, which they cover with sand in such a manner as not to be perceptible. The flesh also of the animal is sold at a dear rate. Deer rate being thought to have a higher flavor than other kinds of meat, and by all persons it is esteemed a delicacy. And I love this quote: their gall is highly esteemed in medicine. So it goes into all these detail, and that's
When
Marco
was that
Polo.
written? When was that written?
It was, oh God, was it the 12th century?
Let's say a long, long time ago, right?
Yeah, right. During the Silk Road era. That's crazy.
What about this part of it? Okay, and this is something that I read about and have thought about, and this is why reptilians really kind of freak me out. There is so many people that disappear just in Alaska every year, right? But in the entire world, the amount of people that go missing without a trace and they never find them is staggering. It's like in the millions, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if they're farming us? And when you see UFOs and stuff, they come down and abduct a person here, abduct a person there,
That's
have
what.
far-
Yeah,
have
that's
farms
not.
somewhere where they produce people and stuff like that, and they have a preference for eating a certain person at a certain age and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, dude, solar. I remote viewed this. I had this one target. I've talked about it on BurnEye show a few times, but when I entered into it, it was this lab, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this being slowly turned around.
Mm-hmm.
It was this type of alien, and he turned around. He knew the second I was in there, and then
Mm-hmm.
I got flushed with like my hair standing in the back, like when something like a gun gets pulled out, or there's a gunshot, or something traumatic, and you get that like rush of adrenaline, and you get that fight or flight, like you.
Yes. Yeah,
So
it's called overload dump.
I had that feeling, but it took me a while to get into this. So I had thought in my head, I'm not fucking leaving. Like I'm not leaving. And
Mm-hmm.
it said something telepathically back to me, and I'm like, oh shit, it heard me. Like it definitely knows I'm in here. I knew that it knew I entered it. But anyway, so it was very interesting because right near him, so everything's like pristine in this lab, right? And it's underground. And basically there's this guy hunched over, and there's tubes coming out. I couldn't see his face, and it bothered me. I'm like, who is this guy? But so they had blood and IV like coming. He was being drained like on each arm. The blood was coming out, and then they had this, and it showed vats. There was 3 vats, or it was 2 or 3 vats next to him of like the same person. Like it was like that, like cloning vats. And I was like, why
Wow.
this person? I was like, and then it was like, this person is connected to many and very powerful. So it's like, wait, so they just keep duplicating him to drain his blood? Like, what the hell's going on in here? And then it showed me this advanced thing of how they spin it. It was like very advanced technology of how they spin the blood. And I sketched all of it out, and I was like, damn, it really comes back to like specific DNA, and that's what always brought me to the 401 gram of DNA is 455 exabytes. Like there's so much in the blood. There's so much
Yeah.
in the DNA that we're not even like informed on. And so that of what you're discussing is like, for that to be farmed and utilized, like I don't think that's so crazy, Dan.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, if we're their food source, they certainly don't want us killing each other with nuclear bombs. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now. After the Nimitz thing happened with me, I'm like, man, oh my God, the whole time they've been interterrestrials, not extraterrestrials.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
coming
I
from the
always say
water.
they're beneath us, like
Yeah.
beneath us. And if no one even realizes what this for sure knows what this construct is, because there's people that will sign up for flat earth or
Mm-hmm.
round earth, but they'll also sign up for simulation. So it's
Right.
like, wait a second. If this is a program, bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could be like something else as well. And
Yeah.
that would be
We're like their
interchangeable.
cattle. We're like their cattle. You know what I mean? And hell, oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. Cattle mutilations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not all cattle mutilations can be explained, and I don't care what anybody says. Now, check this out. All right. So, cattle are the best way to study from humans what's in the earth, what's going on, what are they eating, what diseases are they getting. And I forget why that is, but they study cattle. And I was like, wow, man, I think aliens study cattle. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because
I heard a very interesting term. To throw this out. Sorry for interrupting. It just comes to me,
no,
and then
that's
I'll
fine.
blow past it. But I just
Mhm,
want to get it out. Is
mhm,
that cows are used a lot to the way their tissue is and everything
mhm.
to taken and used to uh like store a clone, like for that skin tissue and the things to
Oh,
the.
interesting.
Yes, I thought that's very interesting.
Well, think about it in this way. What I brought to you, we eat beef. Well, unless you're vegetarian, but cows are vegetarians. So I believe there's several things going on. I believe that whatever these things are that are in the ocean, there's some kind of problem in the ocean that NOAA or the Navy's not telling us about, possibly, that could cause the death of the planet. For instance, if we lose plankton, we all die. That's a fact. There's no coming back from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if there's a serious problem that we know about that we won't explain, and these Tic Tacs are probes that they send up to take samples or to inject something into the water? There's probably not ETs on the inside of these Tic Tacs, but I believe they come from either the inner Earth or way down in the ocean. And they can have mansions all over the place down there in the bottom of the
Well,
ocean.
that's what I heard. Is like the Greys, like they're basically like drones. Like they don't want to go to surface Earth. Like that's
Yeah,
why Dan even talked about like it looked like it pooped its pants. Like, and they're stupid and they walk slow. It's like
yeah,
utilizing them as like the way we would utilize robots in
mhm,
6 years or whatever. And
yeah,
like you go handle this. We don't want to go
yeah.
up
The
there and hear
AI,
all those horrible thoughts.
with the way AI is going, I can't believe how amazing these robots are starting to look. I just can't believe it. It's like they get better and better,
Yes.
man, every like month, right?
Did you see the one of the robot like screwing up the guy's kitchen and making like running into the mirror?
No, I
It was
didn't see
causing
that
a
one.
mess.
It's
I did not
the
see that
onion
one.
or something, and it's like you have to give the manufacturer permission for a human to take over at any time, and like you have to supposedly train
God,
it. It's absolutely horrible. I got a picture up right here of what I swear is a reptile head, teeth, mouth, eyes, nose, and
I'm looking
it
at it.
is a cave on top of a mountain that we found close by. That I think there's reptiles possibly in this.
But like
cave.
Marco Polo
I don't
said,
know,
he
but
said they would return. They would
it's a
come up
big
from the
cave.
cave.
Scare the heck out of the dog.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Right.
Mm.
All right. Well, we're almost at the 2 hour mark.
Okay.
Final thoughts?
3-Eye Atlas. We should do a 3-Eye Atlas show coming up here soon, man. Maybe the weekend or something. It's supposed to hit in this. We're supposed to be able to see it in the 7th with our own telescopes. So I'm
I
really
have one.
looking forward to it, man. What's that?
I
You
have
have
one of
one?
those telescope.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing this thing for myself. I hope it's an alien spaceship with a bunch of UFOs come out. I hope they come in peace, and that's what my hope is. I want proof. I want to see one of these things myself. You know,
Right? That's the dream. And
I
that
want to
they're
see Bigfoot too.
nice.
I want to
We'll
see
do it all.
Bigfoot. I want to actually see him right in front of me. You know what I mean? Because I absolutely believe in Bigfoot.
It was terrifying. But
I
maybe it
bet.
was go. I don't know.
Well, the grunting and all that weird stuff and the footprints, man. The footprints are what gives it away. If you seen these giant footprints, there was a Bigfoot messing around where you were camping at, man. You know,
Yeah.
I dated a Bigfoot one time. Okay, a female Bigfoot. No, I'm just kidding. But,
You live in Alaska, right?
what's that?
I said you are up in Alaska, right? So
No, not right now. I'm in Pennsylvania, man.
oh, okay. Well, then you're definitely coming out to Cali. That makes more sense. I was like, holy shit, you're riding down on your bike right now? Okay.
No. They spotted a Bigfoot near my house with a black and white flannel shirt on, and then they found out it was me. So that's the only Bigfoot incident I've had. Walking through my own neighborhood, someone called and said there's a Sasquatch with a with a flannel shirt on, man. I'm serious. That really happened. So
That's hilarious.
that's the closest Sasquatch sighting I've had myself. What about you there, Julia?
I've never encountered Bigfoot.
You live in California, girl. You need to go up in the hiking areas. You'll see it. People see them all over the place in California. It's crazy.
Wait, so they take two trees and make like an X? That I thought that to be significant.
Oh yes.
Lots of that.
Not only do they make an X out of it, they'll take a tree that's like, I don't know, that would weigh thousands of pounds, right? A human can't do this, on the side of a mountain, and they'll flip it over so the roots are sticking straight up at the top.
Mhm.
And then the other part of the top of the tree is like 4 or 5 feet down in the damn ground.
I've actually
Who
seen
could do that? Yeah, well,
little jokesters, little pranksters.
yeah, but they're, even if you're pranksters, right? And you have 20 guys trying to do this.
Oh no, I'm just saying they're funny. I don't know, but maybe that's
He's saying the
significant on
Sasquatch
seating. But
pranksters.
maybe
Oh,
it's
okay.
significant on travel, though. Of like, oh god, I'm sure when you walk into certain, imagine just being able to pop in and out of places all around the world, and like,
Well, yeah.
of maybe showing the X, like, oh, here's the spot.
Well, I think the X means don't go past here. It's like a gate. Don't
Right?
come into our
I
area.
know. Is it a communication for other people, like a warning, or
Sure.
is it a marking? But I'd love to know what that truly is for.
Well, think about how pissed that Bigfoot was when he picked that tree out of the ground and then stuck it upside down. He sure as hell wasn't putting that there to say, hey, come on up here. So, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Right?
I love how he thinks. It's a good point. Of
Here's what I think went through his head. I think he was like, there's damn humans. I got the shits of them lighting fires down there, stealing our berries, all this stuff. So he gets all pissed off because he doesn't have a cell phone or nothing to keep up on the Kardashians. So he rips the tree out in anger and stuffs it upside down. It's like, guess this will keep them bastards out of here. That's where I'm at with it.
All right, I'm sorry I gotta cut it off, but I gotta end it just so we get the AI clip feature, so we can spam ourselves all over the internet. But feel free to stay around for a minute afterwards to talk if you guys want.
Yeah. All right, man. That was a good show.
Absolutely. We will do it again.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just burning.